Hey Derek, I just watched your post, listened to it. You brought up a lot of good points, and your perspective is pretty good. But I just wanted to share something with you in terms of the way the fire service has matured over the last couple decades, and some of the things that you addressed about that. And essentially, I don't want you to be discouraged or think that earlier generations don't have maybe as much valid information to offer to the newer guys um, as you might think. You had mentioned, we don't do things like that anymore. The fire service has changed a lot, and now, it's not like just like kind of meatheads going in there and you know, destroying people's property and stuff like that. And loss control isn't part of our protocol and all those sort of things. Um, I just, I'm a second generation firefighter. So coming from a second generation now to this, I can tell you, I think the biggest take back from these videos and from training and education nowadays as compared to then, um, is I think the basis of the NIST and the UL studies and all those sort of things are why are the things that were working with success a generation ago not working with success now? And how do we take the things that worked then and make them work now? And I think that the takeaway from the NIST and the UL stuff isn't so much that what we're doing today works better than what worked then. It's the acceleration of the timeline. The guys a generation ago had a lot longer timeline to work on. Loss control was secondary to fire control um, because it was there was a lot more to salvage than there is now. So the success of it, had much more success with salvage back then, um, because it was less impactful to the structure as a whole. Even in room and contents today, because the level of heat impacts the structure in a short amount of time. Because they have the slow burn times back then, it doesn't have so much impact to the structure and to the property within the structure beyond the fire room. And the only reason I bring all this stuff is not to discredit anything that you said. Everything you said is valid, but just you might have an older generation of guys you work with, guys that are coming up on their end, guys that are in the drop, short timers, and even though conditions have changed, I mean, there's no arguing that their methods worked for them then, and they still work now. We just have to understand that it's on a much shorter timeline, and the whole thing with resetting the fire, hitting it hard from the yard, kind of avoiding those flashpoints and getting back to firefighting that matched conditions then you can be successful using that same skill set from 20, 30 years ago. You know what I mean? So, um, good conversation, man. I liked your video. I wish you the best of luck with your career. Sounds like you're doing great, and stick with it, man. See you out there.